Tonight, new members were inducted into the Troy University Hall of Fame.
Plus, high school students visited Troy's campus over the weekend. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
High-definition digital production center on the Troy campus with news from Troy University locations around the world. This is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for March 31st, 2014. I'm Caitlin Crow.
And I'm Amanda Ford. Thank you for joining us this evening. Trojan Arena traded basketball jerseys for tuxes Saturday night as 8 athletes received the highest honor in Trojan athletics. Haley Greathouse has the details.
Troy University inducted its third Sports Hall of Fame class this Saturday. 8 athletes from men's basketball, football, men's golf, and baseball were inducted into this year's class. The recipients were overwhelmed by this honor.
Oh man, I can't even describe it. It's just an unbelievable feeling.
It's unreal to me. I didn't think I would ever see this.
It's pretty exciting to have a chance to come back to a very large family reunion.
It's an honor that was unexpected.
And they say that Troy will always have a place in their hearts.
Troy meant a lot because I met a lot of good friends.
Troy means everything. This is where my ground roots started.
If I had to sum it up in one word, it'd be relationships.
It was part of my life.
Most continue to keep track of Trojan athletics.
I don't miss a basketball game, don't miss a football game, see some baseball games, so I keep up with what's going on pretty well.
Every time I see Troy on television or just reading about him, and it makes me feel proud.
Getting inducted into the Hall of Fame wasn't the only shock for the inductees. For many, it was the first time they had visited Troy's campus in a number of years.
There's a lot more of it, that's for sure.
I think Troy athletics now look at much nicer locker rooms.
And it's a huge difference, man. Even the campus, I don't even know how to get around on the campus. To see what Troy has came from to where it is now is just amazing.
You're standing in this facility and you're asking me that, right? This used to be about the 9th green or the 9th fairway of our old Trojan Oaks golf course. Wish I'd have had it when I was here, that's all I can say.
And the inductees had a last word of advice for the current athletes.
Somebody wants you, somebody believes in you, and if you don't believe in yourself, then you'll never move on.
I say just work hard. Maybe one day you'll enjoy doing what I'm doing right now.
Haley Great, TrojanVision News.
The Sports Hall of Fame is located inside of Trojan Arena and includes 2 interactive screens.
Well, choosing a college can be a big decision for a graduating high school senior. So this weekend, Troy University tried to make that decision a little easier with their Spring Trojan Day. Devin Smith has the story.
On Saturday, over 500 graduating high school students and their families arrived on campus for Spring Preview Day, hoping to learn more about Troy University and what it has to offer. During their trip, students are able to spend valuable time on campus to help them decide if Troy could be the place that they will attend as they transition into a vital phase of their life.
I think this is the number one thing they need to be doing. I think any student who's looking to go to a college needs to come visit. They need to make sure this is a home for them, because you got to remember they're going to be here for 4, sometimes 5 years, so it's important that they feel comfortable here.
The students began their day in Trojan Arena with an organizational browse session, giving them a chance to see current students' involvement on and off campus. Members of the various Greek organizations at Troy, as well as on-campus groups, positioned booths throughout the halls of Trojan Arena for an open meet-and-greet session with the students. Trojan ambassadors guided the students around campus to give them an idea of what Troy can provide them and make them feel at home during their time spent here. Overcast skies and powerful winds were not enough to prevent the ambassadors from giving the prospective students the full Trojan experience.
We've done many of these days in the rain, a lot worse weather than this, in the rain, saw that, so not at all, not at all.
The role that organizational leaders and ambassadors played during Spring Preview is an integral part of the day's activities for not only the incoming students, but also for those current students looking to develop themselves as future leaders.
Well, it's all about service, it's all about leadership and doing things like that, and so it's just a good opportunity. Of course, I push leadership development, and I have a lot of my students are here working, and others have taken a course, and just a lot of them I know.
After finishing the tour and catching a quick meal, there was just one final activity on the agenda for the students: attending the annual T-Day game at Veterans Memorial Stadium. This is Devin Smith, Troy TrojanVision News.
Admissions holds 2 Trojan Days a year, one in the fall and one in the spring. Troy University is home to a number of on-campus organizations that meet a variety of student needs.
That's right, Caitlin. And throughout the month of March, we have taken a look at some of these student organizations. In our final installment, Manjiao Yang takes a look at an organization designed to help Chinese students make the transition to American culture, the Chinese Student Scholars Association.
The Chinese Student and Scholar Association at Troy University is to help Chinese students to adapt foreign environment.
To be an international student, we have a lot of stuff we don't know. We have a lot of confusion, and we need a lot of help. So Chinese Student Scholar Association is here for helping students to make better life.
This afternoon, Chinese Student and Scholar Association was holding the meeting for Change the President, and the former president was making a speech. After the former president finished his speech, the new president started talking about the plans for the next year.
We plan to carry out more activities, and because CSI is not a management organization, it's a service organization. So it's a service organization. So we plan to do more things to help Chinese, especially Chinese students, in Troy University.
After answered the question asked by the former president, the new president wants to help more Chinese students and make a better international environment for them.
To join the CISA is very, very easy. We just have an interview, and new members must pass the interview and join CISA. And it's free. It's free forever.
After the meeting, the CISA members took a photo together in Hawkins Hall lobby. Report from Manjiao Yang, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The stories in this month's organizational spotlight were produced by students in the Hall School of Journalism's television production practicum class.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Montgomery, programs were organized across Alabama over the weekend to help people sign up for health insurance through the federally run marketplace ahead of today's deadline. Alabama Arise said it organized weekend enrollment events at places like a church and library, and a group called Bama Covered organized an event yesterday in Birmingham.
And in Fort Morgan, authorities say they're expecting to resume their search for a man who fell from a South Alabama pier while he was fishing. Baldwin County Sheriff's Office spokesman Major Anthony Lowry says 26-year-old Hubert B.J. Johnson of Foley likely drowned after falling from a Fort Morgan pier on Friday while he was fishing with two other men.
In Rainbow City, police say no one was injured when a driver accidentally plowed through the front of a store in Rainbow City. Sergeant Jerry Lyons tells AL.com a woman who drove a Lincoln Town car into a store was taken to a local hospital after the accident Saturday afternoon.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, spring practice wrapped up over the weekend for the football team, and Daniel Percival will join us with a look at the annual T-Day game ahead in sports. Now Daniel Percival joins us in sports. So Danielle, after this weekend's T-Day game, we got to see a little glimpse of the upcoming season for the Trojans.
Well, that's right. We'll have a look at the details of that game coming up, as well as a look at baseball and softball, which were both in action over the weekend. It may be opening day for Major League Baseball, but we're opening up with a taste of fall for you football fans. The Trojan football team took the field Saturday to wrap up spring practice and see who might fill in the gaps left from last year's seniors. Saturday afternoon, the Trojan football team took the field at Veterans Memorial Stadium for the annual T-Day game. And if you were looking for familiar faces, they seem to be few and far between. The Trojans will be filling in several key positions this season, but head coach Larry Blakeney knows there's one specific area the Trojans are looking to improve.
We got to make sure that we understand about taking care of the football, and we've got to execute better, we got to protect better, we got to run the football better. So if we can get to where we are low or no turnover offensive football team, we'll have a chance to beat anybody on our schedule.
The biggest question revolves around the quarterback battle after the departure of Corey Robinson and Deion Anthony. There are 4 players vying for the spot: junior Dallas Tidwell, redshirt freshman Brandon Silvers, and 2 junior college transfers in Connor Brevard and Dontrell Pruitt.
The same leaders that came in are leading coming out, so it's really, when Reagan gets through grading it and we sit down and ponder it, I think we'll have an answer to get
who will get the most reps going in.
These quarterbacks know they all have areas to improve on before the season begins.
Just be more consistent on the deep ball, making good decisions for the team.
Just work on my feet, a little bit in my deep ball accuracy, and to get that done. And that'll happen over the summer. I'll work on that over the summer.
We all have stuff we can work on, especially, individually, I do too. Personally, I just feel like we just need to work harder, keep going.
Another playmaker the Trojan football team has to replace is wide receiver Eric Thomas. Junior college transfer Jarvis Bentley is sporting the same familiar number and making plays that Trojan fans have come to expect from number 3.
That's what they hired me for. I'm here to make plays, catch jump balls. I'm 6'5", so I have no choice. I came out of junior college, and most of the junior colleges are, for a player to come in and play right away. So I think I can bring that in, Troy.
Several key returners did not see action in the spring game.
Spring depth chart was released today, and it looks like the redshirt freshman beat out the upperclassmen for the nod at quarterback. Silvers is listed as the first string coming out of spring ball, with Dontrell Pruitt and Dallas Tidwell following. And all that stands between football fans and the beginning of the season is 152 days. Not that anyone's counting. The Trojans will hit the road to begin the 2014 season at UAB August 30th. The Trojan baseball team was on the road in Atlanta over the weekend and ended the series on a strong note with a come-from-behind victory. The Trojans won Sunday 13-9 after trailing by 6 runs in the 5th inning. Troy would then take the lead, pushing across 8 runs in the frame. The player of the game was Garrett Pitts, who has been key for the Trojans all year. Pitts ended the game 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Clay Holcomb picked up his 2nd triple of the season in the game and finished with 3 hits, as did David Hall. As a team, Troy would pound out 18 hits, setting a new season high. Jeremy McGowan entered the game in the 4th and pitched 5 1/3 innings to earn the win. He allowed 1 run on 4 hits, walking 3 and striking out 2. The win snapped Troy's 3-game skid and evened their record in conference play. The Trojans will travel to Birmingham to face UAB at Regions Field Tuesday night. First pitch is set for 6:30 p.m. And the softball team was also taking on Georgia State this weekend, and after splitting the first 2 on Saturday, couldn't pull out a series win on Sunday. The Trojans got down early and never recovered in a 6-1 defeat. The Panthers plated 3 runs in the top of the first, and the Trojans did respond with 1 in the bottom of the frame, but couldn't manage any more run support. J.C. Affeldt struggled in the outing and gave way to Sarah Mock, who pitched 5 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs. The loss moved the Trojans' Sunbelt record to 1-6, but head coach Melanie Davis knows her team fought hard throughout the weekend.
Reviewed film as a staff and came up with, we thought, a great game plan to try to hit the off-speed pitcher that is Georgia State's #1. And I think we had a great game plan, but we just couldn't buy any hitter's luck. And unfortunately, we weren't able to stop their offensive prowess and fell short in taking the third game of the series and the rubber match, so to speak.
Troy will be back in action at home on Tuesday afternoon with a doubleheader against Southern Miss. First pitch for Game 1 is set for 4 p.m. The Troy men's tennis team fell to UT Arlington 4-2 in the consolation final of the Middle Tennessee Shootout on Sunday afternoon. Troy took the doubles point and went up 2-0 after Gabriel Siaka Diaz won his match in singles play. However, the Mavericks took the next 4 singles matches to clinch the victory. The Trojans return to the court on Wednesday when they travel to Jacksonville State. So, Amanda, Caitlin, of course, we've got the baseball and softball teams in action. Of course, football just finished up spring practice, but you can still get your sports fill by heading out to the softball complex with them in action tomorrow afternoon with a doubleheader beginning at 4 o'clock. So great chance to get out and see some sports action.
Exactly. And that field's still new, so we need to get out there and go visit it.
Absolutely. The brand new softball complex. Great opportunity to head out there and check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Danielle.
Thanks, guys.